Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode. I'm your host, Adrian. Want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm very excited for today's episode, so I'm going to be able to answer the number one question that I get all the time, and that is, Adrian, what does your schedule look like? What is a successful real estate entrepreneur schedule supposed to look like? And how do I create one? So I want to make this video for all of you to really help you dial in your schedule, get it really tight, and most importantly, really make sure that we can generate some income, some great productivity, and some efficiency out of it. So let's make sure that we get started with that. And I'm going to take you guys through this entire thing, okay? From start to finish, why it's important, the things that are important about it, and then what do we need to do to fine tune it, okay? So the first thing that you need to know is that your schedule is your boss. I'm going to repeat myself. Your schedule is your boss. As a real estate agent, as a real estate entrepreneur, somebody who does not have a boss, you're an independent contractor, for Christ's sakes. I mean, most of you take that word literally and run with it. You take it for granted. You don't have anybody helping you stay accountable. You don't have anybody making sure that you're getting to work, that you're doing what you're supposed to do. There's no accountability around it. And that's the reason for this schedule. It's the reason why we make the schedule and why so many successful people are successful because of their schedule. So it's something that I really want us to know, really want to hone in on, that your boss is your schedule. It's really important that we take this seriously. There's some consistency behind it, that you also understand it is a working document, but it's a working document for the important things, for the things in life that matter. It's not a working document for you to go have Starbucks with, okay? You need to be consistent with what we set today. You need to stick to it for the most part. You need to be focused on it. Don't just create this with me. Don't just put it up in front of you and let it die. Let's make sure we use this, okay? So let's dive right into it. So the one thing that we need to know when we're creating our schedule is that it's our boss. Second thing is that it is a working document. Things will change in it, but it has to make sure that they're worth it. And the most important thing, and that this is something that we have to determine, we really have to focus in on now. It's all about preparation. Your schedule is preparation. It's preparing for a successful day. It's preparing for a successful week. It's preparing for a successful month. But how does that happen? It all happens with the schedule. Looking at our schedule, this is a schedule that I have created. Let me get myself in this picture. This is a schedule that I haven't created. I actually got it from my Apple computer. I literally just went on my Apple computer. I found iCalendar. I clicked it, and there it is. So not pretty simple, guys. You can use this one. You can use one that's on your phone. You can use the Google Calendar. You can even use just a regular, sheet of paper. I know a lot of you have like calendar books. Great, use a calendar book, but something, okay? We have to have it written somewhere. So the first thing that we need to know is we need to have a predetermined time on when we wake up. So some sort of predetermined time to get your morning started. Now this is called your morning routine. So we need to establish some sort of strong, powerful morning routine that's going to get you out of the bed in the morning, get you juiced, get all your blood flowing, and get you on to have a great day. So I personally wake up at 4:30 every single day. So if I'm looking at this calendar, one thing that I'll do is I'll go in here and I'll create a wake-up time. Now, I advise you all go into your calendar right now and create a wake-up time. Some sort of time on when you're going to wake up. Now, for me, it's 4:30. So I wake up at 4:30, and in my calendar, I'm going to make this a recurring event. So I'm going to go down to repeat. I'm going to go to custom, and I'm going to select Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and now it's all the way through. Now, another thing is that I'm going to label this personal, okay? I have all of my calendars, if you notice here to the left-hand side, they are all categorized. There's Intero Mission Viejo, because I am a manager and broker owner to an office here in Mission Viejo. And then I have Intero OC down here, and this is for any business meetings that I'm doing that's revolving Orange County, so I'm doing that there. I have my learning and growing hours, my recruiting appointments, real estate, anything real estate related, agent appointments, personal appointments, real estate appointments, any contact birth dates, and holidays. So I have it all labeled out, okay? So if I'm going to have a predetermined wake-up time, that's part of my morning routine. The second thing that I want to do is I want to have some sort of time in which I'm getting my body into action. I'm doing something that's moving my body forward, getting my endorphins moving, some sort of workout. Yes, I said it. Some sort of exercise, okay? So I personally go to the gym. I go to the gym from 5 to 6 p.m., and I'm going to put that on personal, and I'm going to make this a recurring event. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Cool? So I've woken up, I've gotten my workout in, and so from 6 to 7 o'clock, that's my time to get ready. That's my time to prepare myself, time for me to get to the office. Now I have a predetermined time in which I arrive to the office. For me, it's 7 a.m. every single day. Yes, it's 7 a.m. Real estate agents, you need to be in the office before 8 a.m. 7 o'clock, you're setting yourself up. When you see how much you can get done by the time the day is finished, when you start your day like this, you're going to be blown away, okay? So 7 a.m., arrive at office. Great. So I have arrive at office and journal. Perfect. It's already there. I don't know what this little weird contraption is. Let's get rid of that. Let's put that under personal, and let's repeat it. Let's repeat it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I'm arriving at the office within that time, and this is only a quick little 10-minute little real fast. Cool? Now, this is something important. This is the morning routine here. So this is the most important time of the day. I don't know if you know this, but when you wake up, your brain is in what's called the alpha state. You ever wake up and you hear a song and all of a sudden that song is stuck with you all day long? It's because your brain was in an alpha state. And when your brain is in an alpha state, it's going to take information in a little bit differently than it would when it's not in an alpha state. It tends to memorize things a little bit easier, catches on to things a little bit easier. So when your brain is in an alpha state, and that's right when you wake up, I recommend that you go through some sort of incantation, some sort of affirmations. Talk to yourself in a positive manner. Do not turn on the news. Do not listen to something negative. Do not get into a negative conversation. Keep your morning positive. Your morning routine, from the time you wake up, from the time you leave your house to go to the office, and even on your drive into the office, should all be positive. Listening to positive books, listening to motivational audios, listening to an audio book, listening to a podcast, something to get your mind stimulated, something to get you thinking about something different rather than all of the BS that's going around. Okay, it's really important that we understand that. So that's your morning routine. We're in the office by 7 o'clock. And for anybody that is in real estate sales, we have to have some sort of time in which we are role-playing and practicing to getting better at our speaking of the real estate conversation and overall to bring our conversion ratios down. If you're selling 50 deals, 70 deals, 100 deals, 200 deals, it doesn't matter. You have to be role-playing in practice to get yourself better every single day. And if you're new, this is a non-negotiable. You have to role-play and practice every single day for a minimum of 1 hour to really make sure that you have this down and that you can cut from the time it's going to take you, from right now to the time it's going to take you to get your first deal. We need to cut that time in half. If it's going to take you 6 months, great. Let's get it done in 30 days. Let's get it done in 3 months. How do we do that? We talk to twice the amount of people that you would have within this 60-day period. We do twice the amount of the activity that you would have within a 60-day period in a 30-day period for the same result. Okay? For the same exact result. So if you're new, You're not going to get away from this. You have to role play and you have to practice. So from right after you get into the office, I recommend from 7:30 till 8 o'clock, you are role playing. From 7:30 to 8, you are role playing. Role play and practice. Now, a lot of you say, Adrian, I don't have anybody to role play with. I don't have anybody to practice my scripts with, okay? You may not. Find somebody. Reach out to me. There's somebody in my office that will role play with you. There's somebody that I know that will role play with you. Pick up the phone, call people, reach out to real estate agents. You will find somebody if you really wanted to. 30 minutes in the morning, 7:30 to 8. I make this in my real estate. In my real estate calendar. I'm going to go ahead and make this a recurring event. Every single day, guys. Every day, 30 minutes, non-negotiable. You have to role play and practice. You have to role play and practice. Then right after that, now we're going to get into the income producing part of the day. I believe your day is broken up into 3 different categories. You have your personal, you have your income producing, and you have your income servicing. I'm going to repeat that. You have your personal, which is your morning routine, your wake up, your gym. Then you have your income producing. This is your prospecting, your lead generating, doing open houses, calling people. And then you have your income servicing. And this is your admin. This is working on your escrows, calling your clients, all that other good stuff. Your day should be revolved around 80% in income producing activities. I'm going to repeat that. 80% in income producing activities. And the best times to produce income, to bring in leads, to generate leads, to speak with people, the 2 times where you're going to get the highest ROI on the time you invest are, you're going to want to write this down, from 8 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock in the morning, and from 4 o'clock in the evening till 7 o'clock in the evening. So that's from 8 to 11, and that's from 4 to 7. Those are the 2 best times, the 2 best hours blocks, that we will make the most amount of return on investment for the time we then invest. Why? Because this is the time that people are home. People are typically home in the mornings. They're typically home in the evenings. From 11 to 3:30, typically you're out during that time. Most people are out during that time. So we're going to spend our time during those hours doing something else. So if we go back to our calendar, from 8 to 11 a.m., I am going to be in what's called lead generating. Lead generating, prospecting, lead generating. Prospecting, rather that be open houses, rather be calling your past clients, rather be calling your center of influence, whomever you're calling, you're lead generating, you're letting everybody know you're in real estate and you're asking who do they know looking to buy or sell a home. So I'm going to go ahead and make this a reoccurring because I need to be doing this every single day, Monday through Friday. I'm sure you guys agree with that. And the second thing that a lot of people don't talk about, and that is follow-up. If you're going to be talking to people from 8 to 11, that's 3 hours of speaking with people. 8, 9, 10, 11. We better be able to follow up with those people. A lot of the times, you're not going to set an appointment right then and there. The follow-up is where you set your appointment. The appointment is always found in the follow-up. So from 11 to 11:30, I'm going to make my follow-up time. This is going to be the time that I follow up with everybody that told me they were interested in either buying or selling real estate. I'm going to put that under real estate, and I'm going to recur that every single day, Monday through Friday. Okay, guys, let's take a look at this. So I've woken up at 4:30, gotten a workout in, my endorphins are up, I've gotten a role play in, I've arrived to the office, I've contacted people for 3 hours, and I've done follow-up for the people that told me they were interested. You're going to get a lot done by noon than most people get done through their entire week of selling real estate. We're going to get done by noon by following this schedule, okay? Now, right after follow-up, I recommend that you return all emails. All emails from 11:30 to 12 o'clock. You're going to notice this is the first time I am bringing up following up on your emails, returning your emails, returning phone calls. You're going to notice it's the only time I brought it up. Why? Why did I just now bringing that up? This is why. Because if we handle emails, callbacks, voicemails, every problem that our clients, that our mom, that everybody has, if we are looking at that early in the morning, before we get on the phones, what is the likelihood of you going out and getting on the phones? Or what is the likelihood of you going to do an open house? What is the likelihood of you lead generating from 8 to 11 if we're following up on emails? If we're dealing with the client's questions? Anything and everything can wait until noon. Anything and everything can wait until noon. And you'll notice that 99% of the problems that people were going to come to you with before noon, they ended up figuring out an answer to it by the time you even came back around to ask them what the question was. You all know this. Your client's blowing you up. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. You have something important going on. You don't answer them. You return their call at 1 o'clock and they say, oh, don't worry, I got it figured out. Or, oh, I figured it out. It happens all the time. So don't get caught up on that. Anything can wait until noon, okay? Anything can wait until noon. So I typically do this, guys. I do this every single day. I don't really look at my emails until 11:30. And then I'll return them at that time. Same thing with callbacks, okay? And all my clients know that. All my staff knows that too. Real important, you set that expectation. Hell, my mom knows that. Unless somebody passed away, and even then, it needs to be like my brother. Like, you're not calling me with some BS before 11:30 because that's my lead generating hours. That's my morning routine. My morning routine will provide me an easy $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 a year if it's really, really tight. So I'm going to make that morning routine really tight. I advise you do the same. So you're done. You're sending your emails. Now noon comes around. Take a lunch. Get out of here. Get out of the office. Go do something you. Go do what you have to do. Get some fresh air. And I'm pretty sure you're going to want to do that every single day of the week. Okay? Now, these hours that we're about to get into are divided into two different areas. We have our dead zone, and then we have our hot zone. Now, your dead zone is the hours from 1 to 3 p.m. There's 3 hours of what's called the dead zone in real estate, 1 to 3, where you're really not doing much. Most people get sidetracked at this point. Most people actually get so distracted from the 1 to 3 hour, they don't continue the rest of their day. So this is what I recommend from the 1 to 3 hour mark. There should be 2 different things that you're doing throughout the week to increase the knowledge that you have about your marketplace. And the first thing is either previewing property, and the second thing is going out there and looking at the new construction that's in your neighborhood. Any new construction sites that are popping up, you want to find out what's going on, what are the home values, what are they selling for, what are the models, and then you also want to be out previewing the active properties that are out there, the properties that are vacant. Just go through the MLS, type in those that are vacant, that go direct with the Supra, and go preview all of that. So from 1 to 3, and I'm going to make this kind of vague here, okay? But from 1 to 3, I recommend you're either previewing property or you're looking at the new developments, the new construction sites. Can't type today. Cool? So you're previewing property or you're looking at the new construction sites. You do that from 1 to 3, okay? Now, I'm not going to make that specific on how you want to do it. You kind of categorize that. But I know one thing. When you're out previewing property, you're going to get way more knowledgeable on the area. You're going to get way more knowledgeable on your product. And not only that, you may be there and you can go, wait a minute. The guy I met at the open house, Bob, said he was looking for something like this. Let me call him. You'll be surprised how many times you put together a deal just by previewing houses, guys. And then the second thing, you'll be at the property, the front doors open, they see your car. There's times where a buyer will come by and say, "Hi, are you showing the property? Can I see it?" It's another way to get a buyer. So previewing property is huge, and looking at all the new construction in your area is also huge. So I would recommend you doing that from 1 to 3. Those are the dead hours. But I also recommend that you throw in some sort of admin in here, guys. Now, if you're brand new, you're not going to have any admin to do, okay? So that's the reason why I put previewing property and going and looking at new construction. If you are not new, let's just say you've been in the business for a while and you do have some deals, then great, move this down to 2 and make this your admin hour. And now from 1 to 2 o'clock, all you're doing is your admin. And from 2 to 4 p.m., you're out there previewing property or looking at new construction, okay? So let's just say that, you were out there, you had your admin, you're doing that Monday through Friday, you were previewing property every single day from 2 to 4. You're spending 2 hours doing that and looking at the new construction. Now, what I recommend is when I was a real estate agent, I didn't preview property all 4 days. Okay, you can if you want. I didn't. I previewed properties 2 days out of the week, and I would typically leave that for Monday and Wednesday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I was doing open houses from 2:30 in the afternoon, right when school got out, and I was doing that till 6:30 every single night. So I would go here, and I would go open house. And I was also doing that on Thursdays. I noticed I would get a lot of activities on Tuesdays or Thursdays, especially when I did it right near school or when I did it near a shopping center and I was pointing them to the house. Now, if it's not Tuesday or Thursday and it's Monday and I'm previewing property and I finish at 4 o'clock, guess what I'm doing when I get back into the office at 4 o'clock? I'm back on lead generating. And I'm going to lead generate from 4 till 7 p.m. on the 2 days that I am not doing an open house. And then on Friday, I would also lead generate from 2 till about 4:30. And then my day was done at Friday at 4:30. But this is what my schedule looked like. I was previewing property from 2 to 3, as you see here. And then I was back lead generating from 4 till 7 p.m. Then Tuesdays and Thursdays, I was doing an open house, and I would follow it up on the weekend with another open house from 12 to 4, either on a Saturday and or on a Sunday. There's times I would go back to back depending on where I was in my business. So this is what my schedule looked like for the week. Now there's one thing that we're leaving out of this, and it's the most important aspect of this schedule, and that is your appointment time. You have to have a predetermined appointment times in your schedule. You need to have more than one. And I recommend this being a time where you ultimately feel your best, where you're in that zone, okay? I knew for me, like right after lunch, around 1 o'clock, I was in the zone. So this is what I would do. I would make an appointment slot. And I would put it to work. And I would put it for 1 o'clock on Mondays, for 1 o'clock on Mondays, and I would make it for 1 o'clock on Tuesdays, and I would make it for 1 o'clock on Wednesdays, and I would make it for 1 o'clock on Tuesdays, and I would make it for 1 o'clock on Fridays. And I would have a second appointment time. My second appointment time was again at 5:30, and I was doing that every single week. Now, not every day did I go on an appointment. Not every day did I set an appointment. Not every day did this calendar work out the way that I wanted it to work out. But this is what I did during my prospecting hours. From 8 to 11 o'clock, my only focus was to fill this appointment time. When I was prospecting from 4 to 7 in the evening, my only intention was to fill this prospecting time. When I was prospecting in the morning, it was to fill the afternoon. And when I was prospecting in the afternoon, it was to fill the morning. You guys get how I did that? I would go back and forth with that. I just realized that my Monday appointment went away. I would go back and forth with that. And this is how I ran my business. For 3 years, I ran my business just like this. It was a working document. Not every week was I out there previewing 2 days like I was supposed to, because I did start to get busy. I eventually turned that time into going and servicing clients. So you're going to have to maneuver your schedule as you get busy. But if you follow this basic formula of a schedule, there's no possible way you can't do 30 deals your first year selling real estate. There's no possible way you can't get to selling 50, 60, 70, 100 deals in real estate by following this schedule. There's no way. You cannot do it without following this schedule right here. Because it's this schedule that's going to set you up, guys. I mean, think about it. Look at it. You've gotten more done in the course of 1 week than anybody's gotten done. Most real estate agents you know, in a month, you've gotten more done in 1 week than they've gotten done in an entire month. And think about with the role play, with the amount of people you're speaking to, with the amount of properties that you're viewing, with the open houses that you're doing. I mean, think about how fast you can become a market expert, the neighborhood expert. It all goes down to having a tight schedule just like this. Having a schedule like this where this is your boss. When your phone pings and it shows 9 o'clock, oh, 9 o'clock, I need to be lead generating. It pings 11 o'clock. Okay, now it's time to stop lead generating and go into follow-up. It pings 1 o'clock. Okay, time to do admin. Or do I have an appointment? It pings 5:30. I'm lead generating. Do I have an appointment? Where's our focus? This is what the calendar does. It keeps our focus. It keeps us on track. And most importantly, it keeps you doing and it keeps you accountable to doing the little things that make a big, big difference in this business in the long run. You follow this, my friends. You follow this every single day for 4, 5, 6 years. There's no way you can't sell 150 houses. There's no way. You're talking to too many people. You're role playing so much. You're getting so good. You're really cutting the curve in half. You know what I mean? So make this bigger. So I hope this helped, guys. Hope that you're able to get a lot from that schedule. If you have any questions, send me a message. The weekends are pretty much blocked right off for open houses. And then what I'm doing, I know I went away here, but what I'm doing on the open houses right before that, and this is just one thing that I want to make sure that, especially you newer agents, that you get done, is that you guys are door knocking. I recommend about 10:30 till 12 o'clock, you're door knocking the surrounding neighborhoods where you're doing an open house, and you're letting them know, hey, I'm doing an open house from 1 to 4. Come on out. Love to have you. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, and you're letting the entire neighborhood know that you're going to be in their neighborhood doing an open house. So that will drastically increase the results you're getting from your open house. And this schedule alone, guys, to drastically increase your production, to drastically increase the way that you do business. And as you're an entrepreneur, follow this. You don't need to be in real estate. If you just replace lead generating with the lead generating to what you need to do to generate your business, you can be highly successful. Because think about this. That's over 6 hours of letting people know you're in some sort of business and you can help them in some sort of way. So just make sure that is there. I hope this helped, guys. Hope you guys took a lot from this. If you have any questions, please send me a message. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, little like button on the left-hand side of the page. Really, really appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope this helped. Send me a message. See y'all soon.